Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a blog post
Oh, yeah.
by Ang,
Okay.
who considers himself like an old software plumber.
Ah,
He writes over at kianmeng.org, and
okay.
he's talking about why he's picking Rust
Okay.
over Python when he wants to build command line tools.
Yeah, what's interesting about that is how he approaches this whole thing
Right,
with
yeah.
this kind of nostalgic lens.
Yeah,
He really seems to love that simplicity you get with the command line
yeah.
and traces that all the way back to his early days with Genio Linux.
Oh, wow.
And he even talks about how CLI gives you this sense of like direct control and that reproducibility that sometimes you don't get with graphical interfaces.
It's so true. I was reading his post, and
Yeah.
I felt like I was right back there in those early days of computing myself.
Yeah.
But let's get down to it.
Yeah.
Why is he switching to Rust?
Well, he makes this really compelling case for Rust being like way better for CLI development. And it's not even just about like the technical parts of the language itself.
Right.
He specifically calls out the Rust community as being like a major driving force.
Really?
Yeah, and he even compares it to like other communities, around
Yeah.
languages like C++ and
Yeah.
Java and Kotlin even.
Uh,
And he just says that there's something about the Rust community and the way they embrace CLI development.
So it's not just the code, it's the people behind it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, so like what is it about the Rust community that makes them stand out in this area?
So he talks about how there are all these libraries that are like specifically designed for
Yeah.
building these really nice user-friendly command line applications in Rust. So like he mentions clap,
Yeah.
which helps you like handle those command line arguments,
Yeah.
the ones that basically tell your program what to do.
Right.
And then there's indicative,
Yeah.
which gives you all those fancy progress bars and spinners
Oh,
that you always see in those CLI tools that
Right.
keep you from thinking like, oh my God, did it freeze?
right.
And then there's inquire, which helps you build interactive prompts
Mhm.
so users can easily like put in information.
So it's almost like the Rust community provides all these specialized tools for
Yeah.
CLI builders, whereas like other communities might only give you like
Right.
the basic hammer and screwdriver.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to put it.
Okay.
And he goes even further and explains how this community focus
Uh,
like really shines through in these features like derive attributes
okay.
and the clap library.
Uh-huh.
So these attributes basically let you like automatically generate the code
Wow.
for handling those command line arguments, which of course saves you a ton of time and effort.
Right.
But, he really emphasizes it's not just about the features themselves.
Okay.
It's about the community and how dedicated they are
Gotcha.
to making CLI development in Rust
Right.
as smooth and enjoyable as possible.
Yeah.
That's what really sets it apart.
Yeah. I can see that. It sounds like the community is almost like having a built-in support system
Yeah,
for anyone doing CLI work in Rust.
exactly.
But I think Ang also talks about his own experiences with the language too, right?
You're absolutely right. He compares his experience with Rust to other languages like Elixir and Python
Yeah.
and even Erlang.
Interesting.
And it's kind of funny. He actually admits he still prefers Python
Oh, wow.
for those quick personal projects, when he just needs to get something done fast.
Yeah.
So Python definitely still has its uses, even for someone like him.
So then why even bother with Rust?
Well, he talks about how he feels like he's growing intellectually with Rust.
Okay.
Like it's challenging him in a good way,
Uh-huh.
making him think differently about how he approaches programming.
Oh, wow.
And it seems like that, combined with, the clear benefits for CLI development,
Yeah.
are really what convinced him to add Rust to his toolkit
Right.
for those more serious projects.
That's interesting. I mean, that suggests that Rust isn't just like the new trendy language for him.
Right.
It's giving him some practical benefits, but also like
Yeah,
engaging him more deeply with programming itself.
exactly. And it all comes through in the way he writes about it on his blog.
Speaking of his blog, kianmeng.org,
Yeah.
it's a really interesting read. He describes himself as like an old software plumber,
I love that.
which I think is such a great way to put it.
It's so hit.
And it comes across in his writing too, you know?
Yeah, it's very authentic.
Yeah.
Like you can tell he really understands software development
Yeah.
and he's not afraid to share his opinions and his experiences. Like he's been there.
Yeah, and it's not even all about programming.
Right.
He's got posts about gardening and fish keeping, photography, even typesetting.
Wow, he's like a Renaissance man.
He really is.
That's awesome.
It shows he's got this really well-rounded perspective.
Yeah, you get the sense that he just approaches everything with this really thoughtful problem-solving mindset.
Yeah, and that Notes on Rust programming series is really insightful.
Yeah, it's really good.
Where this post came from, it seems like he's really passionate about helping people learn and explore Rust.
Makes you wonder if that's part of why he's so into it, you know?
Yeah,
Like maybe his positive experience with the community is feeding that enthusiasm.
right, because he was talking about how supportive they are,
Exactly.
especially when it comes to CLI development.
It's almost like having this built-in network of mentors and collaborators, you know?
Yeah, it really makes a difference.
Title.
Having that kind of community
For sure.
can make learning a new language so much easier and more fun.
Oh, absolutely. And it can also lead to more innovation and creativity in the field.
Oh, interesting.
Think about like open source projects and how much they rely on community contributions.
Right.
Same thing applies to CLI development.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
No.
thinking about Aang's blog again, do you think his own journey with Rust might be influencing other people to give it a shot?
I think it could, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, there's just something about his writing.
Yeah.
It's very relatable. He's not afraid to say, hey, I still prefer Python for certain things.
Right.
But he's also very open about the challenges and the rewards of learning Rust.
It's almost like he's inviting the reader along
Exactly.
on this journey.
Yeah, it feels very genuine and encouraging.
Yeah.
Not like he's trying to push it on you.
Right. It's more like just adding a new tool to your toolbox.
Exactly. The right tool for the job and for your learning, you know?
Totally. And that brings us back to that initial comparison between Rust and Python for CLI development.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think are like the key takeaways for our listeners here?
Good question.
I'm thinking the biggest one has got to be that community support.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it can be such a game changer.
Totally.
And in this case, the Rust community's dedication to CLI development
Yeah.
has basically created this whole ecosystem of tools and resources that make building CLI applications in Rust not only efficient, but enjoyable too.
Yeah, it's like having this whole team of experienced CLI developers backing you up.
Totally.
And that's something that you might not find in other programming language communities,
Right.
even ones that are very popular, you know,
Okay.
with lots of users.
Right. So there's that community aspect, but then there's also the personal side of it too.
Yeah.
Like Aang's story really highlights that choosing a language isn't just about the technical specs.
It's not just about like what's trendy.
Popularity, yeah.
It's about finding the language that connects with you,
Yeah.
that pushes you and helps you grow as a developer.
Right. Finding the right tool
Yeah, exactly.
for the job, but also for your own learning journey.
Absolutely.
Okay, so taking all of that into account,
Hmm.
what other factors besides community support and personal preference
Yeah.
could influence a developer's choice between Rust and Python for CLI development?
That's a good question.
I mean, like, how might the landscape of CLI tools themselves change?
Right?
Or, like, new technologies popping up
Yeah,
impact this whole decision?
exactly. Because it's such a dynamic field.
Yeah.
Like what's considered the best tool today
Right.
might be completely different tomorrow.
Totally. Think about, like, cloud computing,
Yeah.
containerization. That's had a huge impact
Huge.
on how we develop and deploy software,
Right.
including CLI applications. So, like, performance, security,
Yeah,
ease of deployment in the cloud, that all matters
totally.
when you're picking between Rust and Python
Absolutely.
for CLI.
Hmm.
What about the fact that CLI tools are becoming more and more complex?
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing them being used for everything.
Everything.
Managing infrastructure,
Yeah.
analyzing these huge data sets.
Right. So as they handle these more demanding tasks, the performance of a language like Rust
Right.
becomes even more important.
Yeah.
Rust is known for speed and efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So it might become the go-to for these high-performance CLI tools.
It's like we're going back to the roots of computing,
Yeah.
but with like all the power and flexibility of today's languages.
Totally.
CLI is making a comeback,
It really is.
and Rust seems ready to ride that wave.
I think so.
And if anyone is interested in learning more about this, Aang's blog is a great resource.
Yeah, it really is.
He doesn't just talk about the tech stuff,
Yeah.
but also like the philosophy behind it,
Yeah, love.
even the aesthetics.
He gets into those deeper motivations
Yeah.
for picking a language, which you don't see a lot in tech.
I know, right? It's
Yeah.
not just about efficiency.
Yeah.
It's about finding something that inspires you,
Exactly.
that helps you be more creative as a developer.
I think that's what makes this whole deep dive so interesting.
I agree.
It's not just about comparing two languages.
Right.
It's about the people making those choices
Yeah.
and how someone like Aang
Yeah.
can really influence others. Go explore something new.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
I agree.
If you're looking to expand your horizons, whether it's CLI development or anything else, don't be afraid to try something new.
Exactly. You never know what you'll find.
Right. And the journey can be just as rewarding as the destination.
For sure.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive